gente, muy cucho here in the video, and today we're going to be talking about the Clarity Act, and this is the crypto's regulatory revolution. It is one of, if not the most important bill of all 2025 when it comes to crypto, in my opinion. It is the HR 3633, and it basically establishes a regulatory framework for digital commodities, granting the CFTC exclusive jurisdiction over spot market transactions and related entities like exchanges, brokers, and dealers. It aims to differentiate legal commodities from securities, introduce a mature blockchain system, which I have to make a whole separate video about that. There's a lot to go over into detail with that, so we're not going to be going over that today in this video, and concepts for regulatory exemption and protect individual self-custody rights. And you know, I love same with crypto, so they have like a little analysis here. You could just screenshot this to see it, but it says clarifies regulatory boundaries, grants CFTC spot market authority, updates SEC oversight, clears a clear path for token launches, amazing, strong consumer protection, and strength national security. So we can see here where it is right now. It is in Chamber 1. Obviously, the president has to sign it, and the Senate too, and that's where it's going next week. So let's pay attention to that. French Hill is the sponsor of the bill. He's a Republican, but it's really split up between Republicans and Democrats, which is really good. They want to get this done. So Angie Craig, Democrat, she's a congressperson. She's one of the co-sponsors. Brian Steele, Republican. Don Davis, Democrat. Dusty Johnson, Republican. Glenn Thompson, Republican. Josh Gottheimer, Democrat. Richie Torres from New York, love to see it, Democrat. Tom Emmer Jr., I think he was a Republican. Warren Davidson and Bill Huizenga, Republican. So pretty split up, and that's what we want to see. We want to see both parties, you know, kind of getting together and being pro-crypto. So that is amazing. So why crypto needs clarity. So right now there's regulatory turf war between the SEC and the CFTC. You know, the SEC has been really, I don't want to say negligent, but there's been a lot of constraints, and we could even see it here, right? And this is article, I know this article is from 2023, we're already in 2025, but 2 years ago it says crypto is leaving the US, and that is okay. So the US is clearly a hostile environment for crypto, and the rest of the world is ready to scoop to this lucrative industry instead. So thank God right now we're getting the clarity that we need, and it's not happening that. They're really funny. Basically, you know, exchanges are doing a lot of stuff that can be seen as conflict of interest. I'm not accusing anyone of doing it, but this is basically what he is saying. So the New York Stock Exchange is separate from the CME for a recent conflict of interest, but in crypto, Binance sells futures, spots, and has their own asset BNB, and this is a conflict of interest. Same with Coinbase, sells futures, spots, and uses Ethereum for their own L2 sequencer. That's a conflict of interest. So wherever you might be in the spectrum, that's how we are in crypto right now, and hopefully, you know, we get that clarity soon ahead. So the CFTC takes the lead. So it grants CFTC spot market authority. The bill gives the CFTC oversight of digital commodities spot markets, closing a key regulatory gap. This authority allows the agency to monitor trading activity and enforce fair practice. It reflects a consistency priority across multiple administrations, which is what we want to see. And that's why a lot of people come to the United States for regulatory clarity that you basically don't have anywhere else in the world. So this is a direct quote. The Commission shall have exclusive jurisdiction over any agreement, contract, or transaction involving a digital commodity. So what is a security and what is a commodity? It is finally defined. And these are all stuff not set in stone, sorry. These are stuff that is going to be resolved next week, whether there's going to be probably a lot of resolutions, they're going to be changing, you know, themes and whatnot. So let's see what comes ahead. But as of right now, the SEC defines an investment contract as a centralized project, and the CFTC digital commodities decentralized networks. A digital asset mated to a mature blockchain system shall not be deemed an investment contract asset, and it gives 4 years runway for innovation. So this is, to me, one of the most important things. It creates a clear path for token launches. So it provides a 4-year regulatory window for new projects to raise up to 75 million per year under SEC supervision. As these projects decentralize and the underlying network matures, they gain broader access to secondary market. So a developer may sell up to 75 million of digital assets per year. This extension period terminates 4 years after the first sale. So this is really important. It's after the first sale, not when the project kind of initiates, right? It's after that first sale. So basically what this means, there will be no more Wild West, which we have to see, right? I'm not saying it's never going to be the Wild West again, but it might just be the Wild West, right? So mandatory requirements is exchange/brokers must register with the CFTC. Asset segregation, customer funds cannot be company funds, right? And I think this is the most important thing. It is your keys and your crypto. So no agency may restrict an end user from self-custodying digital commodities asset using a self-hosted wallet. Protection of self-custody. In general, a United States individual shall retain the right to maintain a hardware wallet or software wallet for the purpose of facilitating the individual's own lawful custody of digital assets and engage in direct peer-to-peer transactions in digital assets with another individual or entity for the individual's own lawful purpose using a software wallet or a hardware wallet. So I think that's pretty amazing. Obviously, you guys continue reading. You can't just be doing illegal stuff. That's basically what they're saying. So I think it's really good. I think that's one of the most important things, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. So now it's your keys and your crypto. And basically this keeps crypto in America. So it prevents innovation offshoring. So projects want to stay here. They have at least, I'm not saying projects might not leave. I mean, they may leave. I don't know, but at least it provides clarity, right? And it establishes US as a global crypto leader, and it creates clear rules, right? And that boosts investor confidence. A lot of people that might be younger, older, who knows, like whatever the background is, some people don't like taking risks, and a lot of these projects are really risky. So at least if they boost a little bit of confidence, I think it could increase institutional adoption. Potential roadblocks I see personally, it is the SEC like pushback over lost jurisdiction. We have to see what mature blockchain criteria are, right? Like, does ETH qualify? Does Solana qualify? Like, what about new chains? Like, how that may be? I don't know, right? I don't know. So I think those are the two potential roadblocks I see ahead. And, you know, as I was saying, Crypto Week is next week. Clarity Act is going to happen July 14th to July 18th. Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act and the Genius Act. So, conclusion, it still needs a president's signature, and you should contact your representatives. You should tell them about this bill to educate themselves, to make them watch this video so they can see a little bit more. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoy making these videos for you. Thank you so much for watching. We're almost about to hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. So if you haven't subscribed already and you enjoy this content, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.